Hello, I'm Brooklyn, and I will be reading a section from the poem Telephone Years by Deborah Garrison. You were removing a solid object from its position, and that had meaning. You gestured with it in hand, or held it against your hip, something both possessive and devil-may-care in it. The disruption of a ring, the caller unknown, was one of the day's small dramas. We lived for them. There were hours unaccounted for pages turned, ticking of the heart between rings. My favorite line from the poem that happens to actually be in my section was one of the day's small dramas, we lived for them. Even though this isn't I would say, very significant line to the poem when someone is first reading it, I really like this line because it really reminds me of just reconnecting with my friends and family after not seeing them in a long time and just catching up with one another. Not necessarily drama, but I do live for those days, and I do look forward to talking to my friends and family and just catching up and seeing what everyone's been up to. This poem drew me in because I did enjoy the details and the similarities of when you think of an older and traditional phone to a newer and modern phone in today's time. And an example that I mentioned, another line from the poem was, to speak and to hear, companion of both mouth and ear. I say this because even though you have an older traditional phone and then a phone that I'm recording on now, I think they both serve basically the same purpose of connecting with people. And now's time you're able to talk to somebody across the world that you aren't able to see. And back then, even if it wasn't across the world, you were still able to talk to somebody that wasn't directly in front of you, which I think really made me like the poem. What I personally connect to is someone whom has grown up around this type of phone and not really an older phone. I do think I can still relate to that awkward silence that she mentions. And then connecting with people, and I enjoy connecting with people over the phone. Like my grandparents, I don't see quite often, but I'm still able to call them with the phone. And then when I go off to school soon, I will be able to talk to my parents and just let them know how classes and stuff is going, even though I won't get to see them as much anymore, which is very sad. But this poem will remind me of just how people were able to connect back then and then how people are able to connect now, which makes me really like it. So